All right, this is one of two videos I've got for you guys today. Apologies, I'm a little bit less energetic, trying as I can, but I've come down with something nasty. Mortal Kombat 2021, let's talk about it. Mortal Kombat came out in 2021, based on the video game series. We'd already had Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation released in the 90s, and this is the first go at like a blockbuster version of the franchise. It's very much a reboot of what we see in the 95 movie, sort of. And I'll go into why I say sort of in just a moment. Directed by Simon McQuoid, I think you pronounce his name. Sorry if I butchered it. But he's best known for this directorial movie. The screenplay was from Greg Russo and Dave Callahan. Dave Callahan did the Doom movie, Expendables, Zombieland Double Tap, and a few others. Film stars Lewis Tan, Jessica McName, Josh Lawson, Joe Taslim, and Chin Han. The film follows Cole Young, a washed-up mixed martial arts fighter who is unaware of his hidden lineage or why the assassin Sub-Zero is hunting him down. Concerned for the safety of his family, he seeks out a clique of fighters that were chosen to defend Earthrealm against Outworld. Mortal Kombat Annihilation was like a critical commercial failure. The original was pretty good for fans of the video game. Definitely cheesy, definitely has its problems.
Your brother's soul is mine.
It's a fun time. I do enjoy the fight sequences, seeing the characters come to life from the video game in live action, even if there are some new characters written for this movie. While I don't think it's a fantastic movie, it's still a good movie. I enjoyed this one. This was my second watch as part of the double bill for Mortal Kombat 2. I watched this movie at home the first time. The second time, this time around, I actually enjoyed it more. I think just because of the big cinema experience, I missed it the first time round. This movie is definitely to be seen on a bigger screen. I just think you get more out of it as a big screen experience. The fight sequences, the action set pieces, and generally the movie looks great on a big screen. The sound design's pretty good. It's not superior, it's not outstanding, but it's good. Now, there are a lot of corny moments, very much like the 95 version. What the 95 version did better was that it has the tournament. This movie doesn't have a tournament, and that's one of the big problems with a Mortal Kombat movie, especially the first in a new series of Mortal Kombat movies. You'd expect there to be the tournament because that's what it's about. That's what Mortal Kombat is. Or at least that's what it is when I grew up. I had the first game and the second game. I had the trilogy as well on the N64, and I've played some of the more modern ones. It's always about the tournament. There's a huge roster of characters to use, and yet they still make up new ones for this film, which is an interesting choice. A lot of cringy dialogue, but it's kind of video game dialogue, right? It's very similar to that. And you look at movies like Doom, dialogue can be compared. And in fact, there's a lot of video game movies that have cringy dialogue because they kind of are inspired by cringy dialogue. There's a lot of like crazy coincidences in the plot. My biggest problem is Jax getting his arms ripped off, and then when he goes to find his power, turns out that it's the metal arms. So it was almost like a fate thing, I guess, but it was just very convenient. The performances are fine. Some stronger than others. It's definitely a mixed bag here. But this film does know what it is. It's not trying to be anything more than a video game movie that's fun. I don't think it takes itself too seriously. The Scorpion thing, that kind of came out of nowhere. It just doesn't really make sense. And I will say the effects are hit and miss. Sometimes you look and you go, that was really well done. And then the others, you're like, You do kind of have a bit of intimate knowledge of the lore for Mortal Kombat. And there's things that it gets wrong. There's stuff that it kind of retcons. And then there's stuff it follows. So, again, a mixed bag there. It's just weird because it doesn't feel like a good lifting point for the franchise, especially after watching the second one. I think the strongest part of this movie is the opener. when we see Cole Young's family getting taken out, and there's this whole backstory, and Cole Young is this made up character, but it kind of works. The opening of the movie works well, and it definitely sets the movie up quite well. But unfortunately, it doesn't really meet the height of that opener. And I think the ending kind of feels a little bit convoluted. We don't get that famous song, and it's kind of weird. That's been a lot of people's criticism, is not having the music in there. I'm okay with it. It's just the song, but I get what people mean. It kind of hypes you up. There isn't really any much of that. There's musical notes in there. There's little motifs and nods to that song in the film occasionally, but it doesn't go the full way. It would have been cool to have that at the end for like the final fight. Josh Lawson as Kano is a highlight in this movie. Really funny. Most of his jokes landed, and I just like the way he bounced off the rest of the cast and kind of just goes around insulting them and is cocky, but he doesn't play a side. He just goes with who's probably going to win. Shang Tsung is an awesome character as a villain. Really enjoyed him in this movie. But the whole Scorpion thing at the end of the movie is just kind of weird and misplaced, and almost like, how the fuck are we going to bring these two characters together to fight? So a lot of convenience, a lot of corny lines, but cinematically, color palette is nice and appealing. The sets look good. The characters that they do present from the video games are genuinely faithful to the video game franchise. But at its core, there isn't anything remotely Mortal Kombat about the movie. There's no tournament, and that just it's a weird thing. It's almost like feels like a prequel movie. But the weird thing is, it's not really an origin story, because we only get sort of 15 minutes of an origin story for our made up character. So it's a really strange bunch of choices made by these people that made the film. James Wan was involved in the production of the movie. Can definitely see that. There's a lot of gore in the movie that I really like. Obviously, the fatalities are cool. Like those, they are very faithful to the games as well. Could have gone a little bit further with them and a little bit braver with them and over the top to match that corny dialogue, but it still works. A lot of exposition. A lot of the characters, just when they're talking to each other, it's all exposition. You sit there and you think, people don't talk like that in real life. And okay, it's not real life. It's freaking Mortal Kombat, but it's just so heavy in exposition, between dialogue, between fighting. You'll have a fighting set piece, and then you'll have exposition, and then another fight, and then exposition, and it kind of goes that way. Jessica McName is the weakest performance here as Sonya Blade. Just didn't get all that much investment from her performance. It was kind of stale, held up by Josh Lawson again. Kano held this movie up. I think he took this movie and ran with it in the screen time that he had. I'd definitely buy this one on Blu-ray though. It was fun. I had a good time. It's not a movie that I'd go back to, especially after the second one. Like, it's one that I would watch in conjunction with watching the new Mortal Kombat, because I want to talk about that. Definitely an improvement, but wait for my review. What did you think of Mortal Kombat 2021? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did I miss anything from my review that you think should be included? Let's get in a movie discussion down in the comment section below. I'd love to know your thoughts and we can talk there. Remember to follow me over on TikTok as well. I have some out of theatre reactions there that I post, as well as some other fun things too. And if you want to see movie reviews for Mortal Kombat 95 and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, happy to do them. Just let me know in the comment section if that's a thing you want to see, and perhaps I'll make that happen. Stay tuned for my second video of the day for Mortal Kombat 2. I'll see you real soon in the next one. Take care of yourselves.